Alrighty. Think I'm ready to go. Well, welcome to my World of Everteiz. Today, for today's stream, I think I'm going to uh, more or less do some daily chores in this world, and then I think I was going to get on doing some creative building. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, uh, I'm preparing for a new YouTube video, and um, I got some ideas I want to explore in this world and make some new shops. And yeah, I'm just pretty excited to get going. Um, but yeah, one of the things I'm gonna do is like I said, I'm just gonna do some daily chores on here, kind of just get some of my stock up. For those who haven't joined in previous streams or videos, this series is a very lore-based stream, and I got some like rules for myself that I have to kind of like follow. Right now, I am entering my copper age, and I can't just play this game like I would any other Minecraft Let's Play. I kind of have to level up with the story, which, if you follow along with my YouTube series, that's kind of what I'm doing. But even when I'm not making those YouTube videos and I play on that world, I still want to adhere to those rules, which are basically if it doesn't happen in the story, I haven't unlocked it yet. Which iron is still locked, which makes a lot of things difficult to do. But I'm really excited that now that I have iron, which speaking of which, I'm gonna go place it in a few places. So that way I can make some new tools if I ever break my tools here and there. And I'm also pretty excited. I over this past week downloaded a Voxy, so I can see a lot farther now, which is really cool. It's a mod that I installed. You've been trying to catch up with everyone. Well, that's awesome. Put catch up with everything. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. You know what? I could honestly catch you up pretty easily here as well. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty excited that I now have copper because mining everything with literal wood and sticks has been um, kind of a pain, but I also enjoy it for the story as well. And I'm actually kind of excited to utilize. I should probably use the door. Copper because yeah, copper armor. Yeah, I'm excited to get that eventually. Uh, During my last video, I actually put it in where I have to talk to these dwarves, and they give me the recipe to craft certain things. So I've only met with one of the dwarves, and they gave me copper tools, but definitely more copper items in the future. Put just all that copper in there. Yeah, definitely plan on my next video to have it where I unlock lightning rods, because most of my builds in this world are all wood, so that would be not a great thing if lightning were to strike, since I do in fact have fire spread turned on. But yeah, I'm just overall pretty excited to get back to playing. I feel like trying to do the YouTubing things and make videos, I don't have as much time as I would like to simply just play the game. So I did do a little bit of chopping trees off stream, but I can just do a little bit more to get me some sticks. Yeah, that will do. Oh, I put all that copper up. I should have got more. Another thing I'm also really excited about is eventually being able to get horses um, with iron and being able to make saddles, and I can travel back and forth because it takes a while. Imagine if you, or if your big build was just to catch on fire. Yes. I would totally rebuild it though. But yeah, I think I would definitely struggle for sure going around trying to um, put out the fire and make the damage pretty minimal for sure. That would be a challenge. And then I would probably try to hit the record button because it could be a cool story moment. But yeah, one of the things I'm actually going to do over here is stock up on some granite, some diorite, and andesite. Because those are going to be 3 new shops that I plan on making for my next little story bit. Be a sad day if the fire got to all those builds. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I am out of food. I am sorry, Mr. Sheeps, but or Mrs. Sheeps, but I am in need. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Oh no, go back. No. Oh, maybe I'll just go out the other way. This is such a challenge. But I will actually need these pieces of wool because I need to add some of these to my bed, or like the dwarf base. I need to add some beds, so that will actually be pretty useful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, about your head hurts. Yeah, definitely. If you need to take off, no worries. I appreciate you showing up because it's always a fantastic time if I have, someone in chat, whether it be Twitch or YouTube, hanging out. Definitely helps me keep the conversation going and whatnot. Add some carpets to the sheet pin. Uh, are you talking about like so I can jump over it and they don't jump out? Because I could do that, but then it just looks kind of ugly if you put it like carpet right here. I bet there's a way I could do it to make it look nice. But I am super excited. I don't know if you guys have seen the new snapshot today, but concrete slabs and stairs got added, and that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm definitely super ready to find a way to incorporate that into my builds. Oh, the chat's delaying. Oh man, I could have sworn I changed that. I could. Once this sun goes down, I can check on my settings to see if it's something on my end, why the chat is going slow. Yeah, it looks, I think, fine on my side, but I'll always have to look into it. Because, for one, I'm still trying to learn this whole streaming aspect in itself. Um, definitely a lot to learn, but I definitely feel like I'm improving week after week. And I'm actually, I know I feel like it's unusual for a streamer to only stream once a week. Um, but just with my busy schedule, that's just as much as I can do with Minecraft. Um, but come Saturday, I actually plan on doing another stream just to get more reps in as a someone who streams, and it's going to be more of a like variety gaming, meaning that I could be playing Minecraft more, or I could be playing another game. Just another way to for me to kind of just chill. Um, because one thing, like when I actually started my YouTube channel, I originally started it with Pokemon, and I don't think I'll be doing as much Pokemon content on YouTube, but I still do want to like shiny hunt on the side. So that might be a just like a stream that I'll do and I just won't keep it up on YouTube. One stream is good. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a lot. Uh I've definitely like watched so many people talk about it and say like, "Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that." I definitely think the biggest thing for me is honestly just getting the reps in to kind of like learn how to speak when no one's watching, that kind of thing. But yeah, Pokemon's fun. Oh yeah, definitely. I have a huge Pokemon obsession, but I just feel like it's not as viable for my creativity in the YouTube channel because with Minecraft, I feel like I can just actually explore the creativity. But yeah, I definitely want to do like a casual Saturday stream where I can like kind of decompress and do a. I need more coal, um, and just have like a little fun stream because I have a personal challenge where I want to catch every Pokemon shiny someday, and that's just gonna take a while. But yeah, something I think could be more laid back. Although this is pretty laid back too. Yeah, is it pretty weird to talk to yourself? Yeah, I agree. Oh man, I can already tell how fast this is going with copper. Um, oh, there is more copper. Yeah, trying to find topics. One thing I kind of want to implement um, for like a good streaming goal, good like personal goal, is to pre-write some topics. Right now, I'm just going off the cuff, and I'll probably do that for maybe a couple more streams. But I think I need to get a notepad and just like you know have some pre-planned stuff. Holy cow! I did not mean to fall. I'm actually not intending to mine a whole lot in here. I'm gonna save it for some story bits. And I am not equipped at all for a creeper. You just stay down there, bud. Okay. What was I saying? Copper tools break faster? Really? Than like compared to stone tools? Because I'm feel like they last longer than my stone tools. I mean, yeah, they probably break faster than iron, but I'm not at iron yet, so copper feels amazing. But if they break faster than stone, that would be news to me. I didn't think there were kind of like gold, like that breaks faster than all the other tools. Yeah, that's just the loss of copper there. I'm probably gonna actually go to my other mine. It's a little bit safer. Oh, I do have coal. There's a reason why I put this chest where it is. It's my fuel chest, and this is where my iron is. I design things for a reason. If only I follow them. Oh, really? Uh, like, yeah, I've played so much Bedrock. The like F3 menus are so new to me. Okay, advanced tooltips shown. That was F3 plus H. Oh, fancy. Okay, okay. No, it looks like they do have a higher durability as compared to stone. And now today, I guess I was today's years old when I learned how to see the durability on here. That's a cool feature. I will definitely be using that from now on. But yeah, I was thinking maybe about 5 stacks of each, like diorite, granite, and andesite. I think would be good. I don't know how crazy these builds are gonna be. So, which I think probably about maybe in an hour, depending on how fast I can gather some of these materials. I'm gonna switch over to a creative flat world and uh, try to make some builds for my future video and see how that goes. Because I've never actually done creative mode on stream, and that'll be new to me. You don't need to give it that one guy. You're also a Bedrock player. Oh yes, I think I did in my last stream, but you are totally right. I did promise in my video I would give Matthews a stack of coal. Actually, I can head over there after I. Let me get. Yeah, let me just fill my inventory of some materials, and I'll head over there and see if I did. If not, I will do that. You can also do F3G to show chunk borders. It's really good for netherite hunting in the nether. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna. So F3 and G. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Eventually, this like story world build is very slow. The progression is like I'm in the Stone Age, now I'm moving into the Copper Age, but I definitely want to like nothing's automatic. Everything's manual currently in this world, but I do want to get into automatic farms way later down the road, and I think that would be a really exciting thing. Uh, and having a debug like showing chunk borders, that would be really nice. Because I used to play on this Bedrock server about a year ago, and they had to add like this add-on onto Bedrock to show chunk borders because there was no way to just do it in vanilla. Which switching over to Java, that's really nice. Because I know, especially like with certain farms, they got to be kind of like chunk aligned. I don't know how particular the farms are on Java versus Bedrock, but yeah, that's pretty good. In 2 years, you're gonna go to the top of the Nether. Yeah, I actually think it would be a fun challenge not to use the Nether roof. Um, I've never been on the Nether roof because, like I said, being a Bedrock player, you really don't have access. I do think you can actually get on top of the Nether roof in Bedrock, but you can't build, so therefore you can't escape once you get there. And so I had no desire. But I think it would be really fun to, just daydreaming about like my future plans. The Nether, that would be a fun one because, it's a very dangerous place, and I think it would be really cool to totally transform the Nether into something that I can just like walk around freely and not have to be scared of mobs, especially like gas showing up for a while. Oh, 2 years until I get to the Nether, not the roof. Yeah, sorry, I misread that. Yeah, you're probably right. To be honest, the pace I'm going, uh, I will probably go faster once I get like a good schedule and kind of understand what I'm doing. I think I really jumped all. I don't know what a good term is. Head first into the content creation world, and it's a lot to take in. Like especially like balancing personal life and this this whole thing that I want to pursue as a career, uh, which you say it takes me 2 years to get to the Nether. It's going to take me 2 years to make this an actual job. But that'd be really fun if I could. That would be a dream. And if that's the case, then I would definitely be able to have more time to do things and get to the Nether faster. Fighting the dragon is going to be 2020 or 35. Yeah, yeah, you're actually not. How about this? I will speed up my process to go to the end when Mojang makes an end update. When that happens, I will make more of an effort to go to the end. But you know what? I feel like Mojang's taking their time, so I feel like I can take my time. How much? Okay, I got 2 stacks. But yeah, I would love to see an end update to the same degree that they made the Nether update. I always like think how cool it would be if they could do um, like another upgrade from Netherite and be like Enderite. I think that would be really awesome. And personally, I think it should be green. And so netherite you got to get from ancient debris, and it's a challenging because it's like under the nether and it's like covered in lava. But the challenging thing for enderite is it's like basically almost to the void. So if you're not careful, you mine too far in the end islands, you drop into the void, and that's why it's so valuable. That I think would be kind of fun to have that. But fell in the end should be dull still for the vibes. Oh, there's me some coal. But yeah, playing Minecraft this slow does give you a different perspective, honestly, and how valuable, like, kind of more or less in-game things are and how great they are. For instance, Fortune. How much I miss Fortune. Being able to uh get multiple coal blocks from just one, or coal from one coal ore block. Yeah, because now to get a full stack, that means I have mined a full 64 blocks. It's crazy. And don't worry about your grammar. I might misunderstand you from time to time, but I completely understand. I have some broken English for sure. It's nice that copper still gives you a lot. I know people complain about copper, like especially how much you get from it, but I actually really enjoy the amount that you get, especially if you start building anything out of copper. You'll use it. The only pain is oxidizing copper. I think I was watching Impulse the other day, and he was talking about we need a way. It might have been Impulse, it might have been someone else, but they were talking about how we need like a way to oxidize copper faster. If we had like some type of item, or you pour water on copper blocks and it oxidizes them. I don't know, but definitely faster than just like plopping a block down and just watching it for 20 minutes or however long it takes to change. Uh, that is almost 5. It's like lapis, copper. Are you talking about the enderite that I was just talking about, or? The drops. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't actually think I've mined any lapis in this world yet. I think I can look at stats. Saw something blue, but that was just a flower. No, I doesn't look like it. Partially because I don't have a use for it, yet. I mean, I am going to use it for both dye and enchanting, but I haven't quite found a way to include enchanting because I feel like enchanting your tools feels a little bit more of like a later progression, like mid game. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day. It's like I couldn't even mine it anyway because I think you have to have iron to mine gold, diamonds, lapis, and redstone. So it wouldn't matter currently in my stage. But I actually did leave one as kind of like a decorative block right over here in the dwarf quarters. Because like everything is like polish andesite, and but there was one right here naturally, so I just kind of like, I'll just leave it. It kind of fits. You know, they're dwarves. They like stuff and ores, so I just left it in there. I think now I can actually make a good an extra bed. Oh, I need planks, and I didn't bring any wood. Oh, there we go. Sweet. There we go. Oh no. It's light gray, not dark gray. Oh well. I'm pretty sure you can change the color of a bed. I just need to get the dye. You should build a witch hut for enchanting. That's an idea. Um, but I think the harder challenge is actually like when should I introduce enchanting? Like where would it fall naturally? Like after iron or after, or should I combine it with gold because you know gold feels not as valuable as iron. That's honestly kind of the struggle, is like trying to figure out where would they fit narratively in like a progression storyline world. Yeah, I think you're right because they they don't have a brew, but they do have like a cauldron in their witch hut. So yeah, that kind of would fit in that area, which I couldn't even make any type of potions until I visit the Nether anyway. You're saying after diamonds? So like I get, you know, diamond tools and, you know, really feel diamond tools without being enchanted, and then after I start working up on the enchanting. That might be a good idea if that's what you're talking about. Oh, I think that's 5 pieces of granite. All right, let me work on some diorite. Everyone's favorite block. But yeah, I definitely feel diamonds have to be special for sure. Yeah, the enchanting age. Yeah, that's probably the like probably good in between diamonds and netherite. Write it somehow in the story where There's like a wizard, and then I got to defeat like a witch. Although I don't know how far a witch hut would be. I mean, I could look it up on Chunk Base, but I definitely want to feel like every section of the world slowly gets unlocked as I experience it. I was also thinking, I was talking about like it's the Copper Age. Maybe I could also. I was thinking maybe making banners or like a logo for each like story arc that I have. So when the video starts, it can be like the Copper Age. I don't know, just spitballing ideas. And then, like you said, when we get into enchantments, it can then say the Enchantment Age. Or maybe it's just an inside joke with, all the viewers, and it can be like just like anime arcs, essentially. This is a pretty good vein right here. It just keeps on going. I wonder how much of I would have gotten if that was all fortune. Oh, we got to get a good beach episode. Yeah. Uh, I actually thought about like maybe changing my skin for the story, like my Minecraft skin, because this is me with my little button-up T-shirt that's unbuttoned, and I don't know if these are shorts. They honestly they look kind of in between shorts and pants, but yeah, like have a beach episode. And I'm totally like wear swimsuits and whatnot to bring in the viewers, of course, of course. Yeah, jungle or swamp for slime blocks, scaffolding for building is gonna be so nice. Oh, absolutely. Uh, yeah, I definitely miss scaffolding. uh, I use a lot of dirt to the build anything. I also like very, very much underestimate how much it takes to build in survival. Like I'll make something in creative and it was like, oh man, that was forever. But this looks awesome. And then I go into survival and I'm like, oh man, the ability to fly up in certain angles to place a block a certain way is underappreciated until you start doing it in survival where you can't do that. Also, scaffolding will look great in builds because just I know a lot of people use scaffolding as like windows for their buildings, and those look great. Also, the wood type is fantastic for castle builds because it feels like gold almost. It's like the best yellow wood type that we have in the game. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with that. I definitely plan on making a bunch of castles in the future, but being just at copper, it might be a minute before we do any mega builds, which is fine by me because that gives me time to work out my kinks of being a streamer and YouTuber until I start making big builds. I think this should be enough. I'm gonna bring that stack just in case, because there is a possibility that I did not get Matthews his stack, so I should definitely do that. I should also just, in general, like make more torches in his shop, because the more torches he have, the more torches I have. And I'll keep that one to make some more tools outside of the dwarven base. I also need to make a walking path here. I'm not a big fan of jumping every single block I go. I like using like slabs and stairs to, especially now that this is a relatively safe area. There's not really mobs. I'll have to do that on my way back. Get some wood. I have a lot of copper. Yeah. I bet if you start watching me for a while, people will tend to realize there's a reason why I named my channel Rock Collection, or my username across all my socials. It's borderlining like hoarder, but I'm not a hoarder. But I definitely will use my stuff. But I for sure collect a lot. I will definitely be using them for tools, because um, I keep breaking them. Hopefully I'll break less with copper, but andesite, diorite. Where's my granite? There we go. That's just gravel. That might be a little bit enough. I don't know. Oh, I have some coal there as well. Yeah, some of the sunsets in this, I'm using the shader pack BSL. Actually, settings. And it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I'm actually currently working on a world tour video, although there's really not that much to see. But I feel like since I'm 500 days in this game, I kind of wanted to do a world tour video, and if nothing else, kind of like as a memory capsule for myself. Um, okay, I did give him some coal, which is great because that means torches. And now I need. Oh, I don't have a crafter in here. I don't have any wood. I need to fix that. But yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, I plan on making a world tour video. Hopefully, this Friday is when I plan on coming out. Depending on how editing goes, it could be Saturday or Sunday. It just all depends. You know, full-time job, full-time responsibilities. But yeah, one thing I had a lot of fun doing so far on that video that I've been working on is all these like cinematic shots. I learned that with this shader, I actually can go in and go to the camera settings and turn on depth of the field. And it's going to change. And so like when I go up to something, everything from the outside just blurs. So like that torch is blurred until I look at it, and then it like gets into focus. I had a lot of fun making shots like that. Where was it? Yeah, video settings. It's not as easy to play with depth of field on, but it looks really great for cinematics. Uh, yeah, I feel like if I did make a hardcore world, a lot more people would view my YouTube series because hardcore definitely has the drawl that people love of just like, oh, he could die at any time and it's all over. And it's a cool concept, but I've died a lot, so I don't think I could actually. Where are those? Um, oh, where does it say how many times I've died? It's got to say it somewhere, right? Well, it says I've died about an hour ago. So yeah, I could not do, especially in good faith, making a hardcore world for a YouTube series. Oh, I was going for wood. I was making torches. I get sidetracked so often. But yeah, because I feel like with a hardcore world, another thing a lot of people kind of do with those, it just makes this ginormous like mega builds, and every video's got to be bigger than the rest, which, maybe someday I'll get there, but I don't want it to just be the stereotypical, um, those YouTube videos that are said, the perfect start to my hardcore world, and it looks like they made this ginormous mega base. They defeated the Ender Dragon within the first, hour of playing. Nah, I really want to really just experience everything and make it feel like a nice progression where, it feels like a world that has been lived in after years at a time. So yeah, that's more or less the vibe I'm going. And plus, I'm a very calm personality, and so yeah, it's not going to be a high energy, let me make a giant donut in the sky type of a world. Uh, let's build. That's what I meant to do. I'm going to just stick a crafter up there. I think that will be beneficial. And, for a torch shop, who doesn't love sticks? I put this door, so I can like thematically, this is where he comes in and out. But I never use this door. I just hop over his counter and be like, all right, I'm in your shop. Let me go up. I technically haven't bought anything because I don't have emeralds. I don't have traders. I eventually want to do that. So like anytime I buy from my own shops or like the characters in my world, I want them to like pay them. So when I do have like a ginormous trading hall eventually, and I have tons of emeralds, I'll be trading with my make believe NPCs. I think it'd be fun. And then I can see how much money I spent on torches and stuff. Oops. I'm gonna make this one the stick chest. one of my goals actually is, you know, stock these like pretty much up all of torches and stuff. And then when I come down here, I want each one of these to be filled with an entire stack of torches. So when I'm in a hurry, I can just like swap it out and be like, ah, there's a full stack. Which to do, like to actually stock his entire catalog would take a minute. But a goal of mine. Your head feels better. Thanks. Awesome. That is great. I'm glad. Yeah. Um, I once heard. I'm gonna go get andesite from my other mine. I once heard like, you know, a healthy person wants many things, but a sick person only wants one, implying that when you're sick, you only want to get better. And so, definitely your health in any facet is super important, whether that's physical, mental, or anything else. That is always a priority. Okay, let me grab some more andesite to fill that chest. And then I'm going to renovate that little path in the Dwarven mine. And then I think I'll hop over to my creative world. Now I just gotta remember where my andesite was. So I totally had like a little area that I was mining for andesite. This is not the most graceful mine, but it does for early games. There's a good pocket of diorite. I think it was right here, which I almost got all of it. There's a few. Last time I was in here, I did it all with stone tools, so this will, I can already tell it's going by faster. Although one of my favorite things to do when playing Minecraft, especially like when I'm not streaming, is I love to watch YouTube or listen to audiobooks while strip mining. It is absolutely relaxing. I got into this audiobook series that I'm really excited about turning into a TV show and movie series. It's called the Stormlight Archives. And if you're ever into big fantasy novels, definitely recommend. And ironically, so I'm a big Hermitcraft watcher, so I watch a lot of the Hermits. You know, another Minecraft SMP, and B-Dubs, who is an amazing builder, and Joe Hills, who's pretty chaotic, but both of them had Stormlight inspired builds this Minecraft season of Hermitcraft. And so I thought that was really cool because I literally just started a year ago reading this book series. And I'm also really excited for the attention of that series to blow up since everyone is going to see the TV show or whatever comes out in the future, whenever that is. Is the NPC names get inspired from the audiobooks? No. As far as the NPC characters that I've made for this world, like Matthews and Baron, are straight up from my head. Like the first name I could think of, honestly, and that's how I made them. I have actually there's like 4 or 5 characters that I have ready to make this next video. I have yet to come up with their names, but I generally just spend maybe about 10 minutes and I'll be like, ah, that sounds good. It sounds gamey slash fantasy enough where it works. Some of them feel more realistic, others not, and I just go with it. Honestly, the hard part is the spelling. I'll I'll just make up whatever it sounds like and go from there. Because I think it was like one of the Avenger movies. You know, someone says like, "Oh, that sounds like a made up word." It was like every word is made up, and I was like, "That's actually kind of profound." It's like everything we've ever known has been made up by someone else, and it's just what we give meaning to. So yeah, it's definitely a fun time coming up with the names. I just wish drawing the characters didn't take so long, but I kind of want to do uh more drawings in the art style I did with my last video. I don't know if you guys watched the tail end of the last video I made, but I actually started doing some voice acting, and that's oh, well, there's our first diamond in this world. I actually have yet to see any diamond ores until just now. Well, that's cool. Um, but what was I saying? Yeah, so I gave voice acting a go, and I think it was kind of fun. I don't know if I'll really continue it or not, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and I did like the art style that I was doing for it. Next thing you name something Bob. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely do that at some point for sure. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I was pretty shocked. I generally don't see those. Uh, in my Bedrock, like one of my very first worlds that I made, I had a goal to get a whole stack of every type of ore. So, you know, get silk touch and go around and grab every single block. Obviously, I never even got like deep slate emerald ore, but this was by far one of the hardest to get. Um, Definitely took me a while to get a bunch of them. And that one SMP for Bedrock that I said I joined a while back, I was like, you know, telling him as like how much I enjoy collecting things, and I was like, oh yeah, I never got on a deep slate emerald ore before. He's like, okay, I got you. And I guess he looked on Chunk Base and or like a creative world, and he got it within seconds. I was like, oh, that kind of takes the fun out of it. But that is another goal of mine eventually, and something I would love to do in this series is to find one naturally, just hunting it and not like using external means other than like, oh, they spawn more often in a mountain area, so I go into a mountain. I feel like that would be a fun stream every once in a while. Obviously, I would have to unlock the ability to go out there, um, but I think that would be pretty cool to, you know, title like hunt for the deep slate emerald ore. And that's kind of like where some of the crossovers of my love of shiny hunting Pokemon kind of comes into Minecraft, because you know it's like I want to go get the brown panda or the blue ocelot. Those are definitely things I would like to do in the future as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four's good. I think we can pack it up and work on that path. Where did my, there it goes. I like putting these in my bundles. because I generally don't have a whole lot of um, crafting tables, so it frees up the spot. I'll definitely have to remember that that's down there, because I might get it once I have Silk Touch. Obviously for the story, of course, of course. And stairs would probably be a good idea to put down here too. Oh my goodness, hit my head everywhere. Yeah, blue axolotl is a huge flex. Yeah, I've never gotten one in survival before. Although I haven't really like tried before, so yeah, all it takes is just having one blue ocelot, and then you can just breed it infinitely, and yeah. But getting that one definitely takes a while for sure. Oh, I guess I don't want the creepers. Another thing that I kind of wish, I mean, it won't be that long, but once I get iron, I'm going to make a bucket and wash all of these dead leaves away because they are super annoying. They're cool, like when you first start a world and they're, under the trees and it feels all natural and cool. But once you start terraforming, they're they're a huge nuisance, really. Okay. I don't think axolotls don't work like that, sadly. I could have sworn for sure that like once you get one, you're able to breed the one and get the next one. I don't know. I've never tested it, so I that was like a 50-50 chance. When am I getting leather armor? Uh, I have leather armor and I've had it before. It's actually right over here. I stopped wearing it because I started dying so often with it. There it is. That I was like, this really doesn't do a whole lot of good in protection. Yeah, I kind of stopped more or less wearing my leather armor. I might wear it a couple more times in videos because I also do want to utilize the fact that you can color your leather armor, which you can't really do with other armor, other than like armor trims. Okay, let me get some slabs to make this just a little bit nicer of a walkway. Okay, hopefully that's enough slabs. Just don't fall off. Yeah, okay, that works. Oops. Yeah, now I don't have to jump. This might benefit with stairs. Yes, that is true. I can definitely make it more natural once once I smelt that stone. I think that is something I'm going to include in the next video, because so this whole area that I've kind of established, the lore is that it's, you know, the kingdom of Kybrillion, and um, I want them to be known as the Stone Kingdom. So for sure, will I be smelting stone before too long. But I don't think I'm going to do it for this stream, because I think I am going to make it a little bit of a lore reasoning of unlocking stone and then, you know, brick stone and whatnot. So be looking forward to that shortly, because yeah, that will unlock, you know, the basic stone, stone slab, stone stairs, and all the stone brick variants and smooth stone. That is also true. I can definitely make that is something I do want to work on, is getting better at learning how to do gradients. And that would actually fit perfectly with what I'm trying to do, you know, with my new shops of making, like, so, you know, Baron is the stone shop guy, and there's going to be 3 new people that come in, and their specialty is, you know, andesite, granite, and where's some diorite. And that would be actually a really good point to make that have kind of like a cobblestone andesite mixture and to get gradients. Okay, was there any last minute things I was gonna do? I think I am good. I'm gonna switch over to flat world now. Okay, because I'm actually going to make those shops. So this flat world's kind of a mess, because it's just literally like, I don't know, just anything I need for the YouTube video plus uh, me trying to figure out things. I've been on a quest, essentially learning Axiom, and it has been very interesting and amazing, but I've made mistakes. For instance, there was a tool you could use where you can lift up blocks, and I happened to lift up a ton of grass blocks. I think they were dirt blocks, and that's how it happened, but yeah, they look ugly. But anyway, yeah, let's find a spot, a plot of land, and start building a shop. Okie dokie. So I want it to be, get my block palette. I'll start with the andesite shop. So kind of my like creative thinking of this shop is, so it's going to be the andesite shop, so it's going to use obviously andesite in the build, but also it can use um, any stone that has been unlocked. So any type of cobblestone, because we can get that from Baron. And any oak wood, because that we can get from Oakerton. So this are going to be, and this is kind of like how my creative process works, more or less. Is I like to place all of the usable blocks that I can use, and kind of like, have I unlocked this in the store yet? And if I have, I can use it. If I haven't, it is off limits. I can use the button. I didn't know you can dye buttons. I don't think I might be using a door. I'll put it there. I could use birch, but sparingly, because we do have the wood elf Alara that has given us the ability to use some of that. So I'll put that down here too. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about this because of my Axion mod. Yes. I very rarely use this. I actually have no idea how to use this. Okay. Yeah, I can see this being helpful, but being in a world where I kind of don't have every block, I feel like the color poker is not going to be as useful currently until I get into late game. Now this brush tool, now what does this do? Solid. Oh, okay, okay. Honestly, the more I learn about Axiom, I think the better my builds will be as well. But it's kind of like a learning curve. One thing I do enjoy doing is I generally like make the shape of my buildings first, and I'll I got this from Mumbo. I'm not saying he's the inventor, like the one who created this method, but I just seen him use it. So, but as far as like make your buildings out of wool to kind of get the structure more or less. So I'm thinking it's going to be probably on the putting them on the other side of these two builds. I should honestly make a world copy and then put that in creative, but I'm already here. So I guess I'll just do it in creative and rebuild it in the survival series. All right, what kind of shop do I want to make? I feel like the hardest part about making anything is just putting blocks down, just doing it essentially. Because the more you like think about it, you get like in this paralyzing oh man, there's so much I could do, and you just never get anything done. So for me, sometimes I just have to place blocks and just see what happens, and then I'll edit it from there. In the Iron Age, are you going to make an auto farm or redstone? Um, Eventually. I don't know if I'll do that immediately. There will probably be kind of like a start of some auto farms, probably some really basic ones, like for instance, making a hopper under chickens, so then I can just get eggs like crazy. There might be some stuff like that, but don't expect to see like a iron golem farm anytime soon. Even though that's, you know, one of the best ways to get iron, I don't foresee that happening for a little bit. Uh, Partially because uh, I don't know how to write it into a story of like, why am I killing iron golems constantly? But I might figure out a way later. But yeah, these are kind of like blueprints in a way. And blue is my favorite color, but black and white is my favorite color combination. So a lot of my logos in my social medias are all black and white, which I don't know if is great for my brand or bad, because black and white can kind of be a hindrance as far as being seen compared to like bright neon colors. But I don't know. I like the elegance of and the simplicity of um, black and white. I could use, what button is it? There it is. I do like using the mirror mode. That's the one I've learned the most when it comes to Axiom. Still pretty new, but this definitely saves me a lot of time when making anything in creatively. So I want these like shops to be kind of companion pieces to one another. So I think I kind of want them really close to one another and very similar build styles, but just a different swap of materials. Kind of like this angle I got going. Ooh, actually, let me make that bigger. Bright colors can also clash. That hurts the eyes. Black and white is a good back to basics combination, which fits. Yeah, yeah, it definitely feels like me. Black and white for sure. In a world of screaming colors of YouTube videos, I want to kind of be a little bit different by being a little bit more tame. Whether that means I'm making them stand out more, I don't know. But here we are. Like a mall. Do you mean like just the shape of this building, or? I'm gonna give this one like a tower. we don't have too many tall buildings in the world yet. Okay. That is going to be my outline. That's going to be the andesite one. Give it a little more thickness. Yeah, okay. I like that shape. It's quirky. And then I want... Oh, yes. Yes, I see what you mean. Yes. Having multiple shops like a mall. Yes. Because in the world, I have like a little pathway that, walks by these things and then they walk on. I was thinking having the shops, like these shops on the opposite side of these two. That way when you're walking down, you got shops here, shops there. Yeah. Yeah, totally. You get the idea. I have a feeling I want diorite for whatever reason. Or no, granite. I want granite to be squatty. Like a big squatty building. But I don't know what shape I want diorite to be. Gotta go. All right. No worries. You take care, and thanks for joining. And I'm glad your head's feeling a little bit better. And see you when I do. You're always welcome. But yeah, I feel as though this... It just needs to be... I don't know. The character I'm envisioning for the person who's going to man the granite shop, I feel like they're I don't know, not necessarily like a bigger character, but gruff and just really wants to make a statement. And so, because I want them to be kind of like the leader of the stone shop people. So I want their build to make a statement for sure. I definitely think a lot about the characters that I make for the buildings, because that definitely influences how I build. Like I'll envision kind of like some character traits for them, and that will kind of lends itself to the building style. I mean, if you see any of my other buildings that I've made, like the torch shop with Matthews, it's a little bit more chaotic. So there's a lot more stuff poking out, and like Baron is a very simple type person, so it's just more simple-esque build, like a square, but yet stone coming out the side. So it's kind of more or less what I kind of go for when I make these builds. It's like, what kind of personality do they imbue? Are they a happy person, a sad person, angry, lustful, greedful, whatever? I don't know. Just all the different emotions that people could feel kind of just make me think what what kind of shop would they have? And with Minecraft, I can kind of do that. Um, have that a part of their personality in a way. Whereas if this was real life, you know, you would make everything very much compliant with whatever building codes exist in the area. This is going to be a very awkward one, but I like it. Maybe, just maybe, a chimney here. All right, now for the diorite. Oh, what it could do. Since this one's very circular shapes in the different angles of the build, and this one's very square. What if I'd go for a triangle? Not like, you know, super heavily triangle, but just a triangle-esque shape. I don't know. I think that would be kind of a fun pairing. Very square, circle, and triangle like. It's more or less how the creative process goes. You just kind of put things to see if they work, and I'll tear them down if they don't, and just go with the flow. All right. I can't tell which one's more chaotic. This triangle one might be. It is pretty funky. Okay. I always keep hitting the like little E key when I'm trying to like move around when I'm exiting my menu. All right, and let's get the granite. Okay. What topic should I bring up? Wait, I totally messed up over here, didn't I? I'll fix that in a minute. I feel like they should bring polished walls into the game. I mean, they're already like, as of today, they're doing the whole concrete slabs and everything. So I think they could definitely do it. Bring more variants of everything. It might make the inventory aspect of Minecraft a little crazy, but you know what? It's already there. Oh, I still had mirrored mode turned on. But how would you even go about fixing the inventory system in Minecraft? Because I mean, like, other than shulkers, I really don't know what you could do. I mean, the bundles were great. I think there's a polished walls and other stone variants in the stone cutter. Are you sure? Because I thought that would just show up in the creative menu. They're gonna be in survival. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be great if they can bring that into vanilla. And I'm a pretty, like, I mean, there's a lot of mods I will use for my YouTube making. So, for instance, the shaders, the flashback mod, and Axiom, but they still feel pretty vanilla-y. Like they're not changing core aspects of the gameplay loop. Because I'm pretty a purist when it comes to mods, but I would be willing to try it. You don't play vanilla anymore? What kind of mods do you play with? I'm kind of curious to see like what would be the big mods that everyone would love to utilize that doesn't feel like normal vanilla Minecraft. I know the create mod is a big one that I see communities using. And then I know like Cobblemon is a big one too. I bounce around the mod packs and enhancement like better Minecraft. Yeah, I've seen some of those. Those honestly kind of feel like some of them should be in the game. Like the backpack mod. Those are kind of cool. Homestead is also a really nice one, but it's super laggy. Yeah, that's another thing that we also, as players, got to realize how much Mojang does on the back end to make every update work with everything else they've already put in the game. That is one thing they definitely do a really great job of. I mean, yeah, there's still plenty of bugs, but With mods, you don't really have to worry about that because you just make it and it's like, oh yeah, it works. But every time Mojang adds something, it's gotta be just right. Okay, I still want this building to feel like a part of Kybrillion and Okerton, so it still needs, you know, the oak and the stone, oak and stone. But obviously I want andesite to be a big portion. It's the andesite shop, so it's got to reflect that for sure. Hmm. I gotta be careful, otherwise this looks too much like the dwarving style that I've been incorporating. I want it to feel like a combination, a nice blend. I do want this to be walls. I think this looks nice. Oh, if one single block. Oh, okay. That's good to know. It'll change its entire thing. Get a little bit of the walkway, because that is the flooring out front in the other shops. That will be definitely something that connects, is the pavement kind of floor. What kind of... Because another thing I got to think of with these shops are that they're also kind of like the houses of these characters as well. So that's another thing I got to consider. Yeah, yeah, I gotta. Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, that would be a good idea. Okay, that's looking definitely better. Okay, so I want this to be like storage and the like where he's gonna house a lot of the stone. And then I want some way to go upstairs, and there's another section. If I had glass, I would probably make this all like a glass roof. I haven't quite done that yet as far as getting glass. I feel like I'm too much in like the creative space because I'm I'm not talking as much as I should. Uh, I'm just like so focused now to be like, okay, what does this look like? How does this feel? But it's good for me because this is great practice to learn like how does one stream on while making something creative at the same time. So I think this is a really good practice for me for sure. So I am 100% not used to having the creative process and doing that while trying to talk at the same time. That's something I could do is use. I was wondering like I don't like the endpoints on some of these um, wood. Uh, what should I call them? Baselines. I think if I end cap them with stone, that would actually fit the build a little bit better and kind of feels the like square-ish vibe that the andesite shop's going for. Oh, I totally forgot to add a one of my favorite blocks. The ooh, this is my first time actually seeing the sulfur and cinnabar. I'm gonna plop these down just because I want to see them. But then I'm gonna put some shells because I absolutely love wood shells. One of my favorite additions to building. All right. This is literally my first time looking at these, so I just kind of want to check them out. They're so squishy sounding. Huh. I'll have fun with that in the future. It might be a while before I find a sulfur cave. I don't even know what I would build with basically ketchup and mustard. Build a hot dog stand? Yeah. Yeah, in theory, yeah, for sure. Make it where the people discover hot dogs. Make a ginormous hot dog stand. One thing I like about the shelves, it feels like a half slab or like a vertical slab, so it gives me more room to do things. But now what to do for these edges? Man, if I could make stairs go on their side, that would be game changing. I put like stairs all the way down here and have them shaped like an L this way. Absolutely game changing. But now I have like, ooh, might have to expand this somehow. This is almost too claustrophobic. I'll figure something out. But for the time being, let me just make it just a little closed off little section. I like to do kind of like inset my builds so it feels like more variety. But I think this one is going to go outside. And have some uniqueness to it. Be more boxy. Don't worry, I'm going to change this up. I just kind of want to see like what it feels like once everything's filled in. Just to get a feel of the shape of the build. More or less. Okay, yeah. I do like this shape. Bring some light in here. Oh, we got a Twitch chatter. Well, hello. How goes it? Welcome to the stream. I am working on. It's going good. I'm working on a creative build um, for my Forever World that I made a YouTube series, and I've been quiet for a minute just because I've been figuring out more or less what I want to do with this build. Um, it's going to be a shop that sells uh, andesite, and I got one in the process making diorite and granite. And they're going to be a little wacky and a little zany. But yeah, that's more or less it. Well, thanks for coming and joining. I'm a pretty chill dude, so not a lot of high energy, but more just kind of like a relaxing space. You're doing some creative building too? Nice. That's always one of the best things is just kind of like a watching or listening to something while building Minecraft. It's a good time. That looks kind of cool. And let me continue this path around. Building a cathedral. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to do some bigger builds for my Forever World eventually, but it's going to be a minute because in my Forever World, all the progression is very slow on purpose. So I've just unlocked iron, and it has to be unlocked through the means of the YouTube series that I'm doing. So I have to kind of make my builds a little bit manageable for sure. Okay, I think this is gonna need some natural light, which I can do with some stairs and some trapdoors. You don't do survival anymore? That's pretty crazy. I mean, all the power to you because you're just creating all day. I actually didn't do a whole lot of creative until fairly recently. So it's been an interesting time for me, kind of learning because I have Axiom mod and I've been trying to learn a lot of that, and that is a crazy upgrade to building. I more or less just do kind of interesting, weird, zany things with my builds just because I don't know, kind of fun. Really big cathedrals are fun. Yeah, absolutely. It's something I'll definitely plan on doing at some point. I don't know if I'll do it. I mean, I might do a cathedral at some point, but castles are definitely on my list of something to do. Yeah, everyone does castles. For sure. Well, one of the main reasons I'm doing castles for my world is it's very lore heavy, and they're going to have different kingdoms. And as I get different kingdoms, I'm going to build different castles and different nations essentially with different build styles. So, like right now, these are all very much oak and stone because that's like the main resources in this world currently. So, a lot of the builds are going to reflect that. And so, my castles, when I'm going to be like working with stone fairly shortly, and so that's what that's going to be. But in the future, I'll be going off and, maybe when I go to the Pell Garden, I'll be making a crazy fantasy like build. Welcome, welcome. I see someone in the YouTube chat. I kind of wish I can combine my two chats because I feel bad that Twitch can't see YouTube, but I do fear sometimes like Twitch doesn't allow it to have seeing on both, but I don't know. But hopefully I can convey to anyone who's watching on the alternate platforms who's chatting, who's doing what. But I'll definitely respond to anything you say. Oh, Twitch pulled back on that. Ooh. Well, maybe I might need to do some research and combine the chats for sure. Because I enjoy chatting and having the viewers seeing what everyone's doing. Yeah, you looked into it first, but I think yeah, I think I was watching another Minecraft creator today. It's pretty big on both platforms. It was either Flip or Linksy, I think is how you say his name, and um, they had both Twitch and YouTube chat, and I was like, well, if they're doing it, maybe I can do it. But I'm always scared, especially like as small as I am right now. I don't want to anger anyone and get banned from, basically just starting. But that's kind of just my personal fears. But I might give it a go at some point because I think it's just a better viewing experience for anyone in here. Yeah, but I could get away with a lot of things, but I am also a huge rule follower. So if anything happens, I will definitely stick to the rules most of the time. So this is a newer thing that I've been doing with some of my builds. I think I made it in the stable when I made that. Is I'm using like walls as a ceiling light essentially, and I'm really enjoying the kind of what it does. It gives this weird fixture of light that can come into my builds. Because I like having natural light, but also having torches in there. So I think that adds a little fun, little aspect. Okay, I do need to think how this is going to work as a proper shop. You're building your cathedral for an egg hunt? Like it not necessarily like an Easter egg hunt, but like do you have stuff in your cathedral for people to find? And that's kind of the gimmick you got going? Like Easter. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you have lore into yours as well? I'm gonna make gimmick for the cathedral to make it harder to navigate. So your cathedral is gonna be like a labyrinth, kind of. Okay, I need to start adding storage. Oop, that is not how you spell chest. For this. So my kind of like my thought process for this is either I'm going to turn the mirror mode off in a little bit, and it's going to be where you enter here. I might include this one as well, but then I want kind of like a storefront where you can also go visit right here and buy the goods. Have I ever played Ultra Kill? No, I have not. Okay, how do I want to add a second story as well? I think it's time I do need to turn this off. Because I think I want to make this a one entrance and have this as the back. Well, that sounds pretty crazy. I've played a Portal, like the Valve game, and that was a pretty cool concept. Is anything similar to that? Yeah, kinda. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty epic build for sure. So, what makes you not want to play survival anymore? Is it more just the idea of just what you can do in creative? I see. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I feel like Minecraft's survival mechanics are pretty light overall. With hunger being, somewhat of a issue, but you can make a farm pretty quickly for that. But I'm not like saying your opinions aren't valid. I'm just saying it's different. Focus into the automation, yeah, with farms. Yeah, yeah, I could see that for sure. How do I? Ooh, I figured out how I want to make this second floor. It's like I always. Oh yeah. Well, with mob farms, I get that for sure. If it's like that's not your cup of tea, is um, it's like you don't want to feel forced to make a mob farm in order to feel like you're playing the game like everyone else. That I completely understand. But when it comes to like blocks, like farming blocks, I do enjoy that. It is a little pain, especially when you get to like bigger projects. Yeah, I think it's really difficult and challenging now with Mojang adding really anything to the game. I think they have to have a balance when adding basically anything to this game that so many people love. Because regardless of how you play it or how I play it, you got to think of the global impact of Minecraft, of just how many people play this game. And you talking about a game mode, eh, that would be like a decent solution, but I think their core survival um, gameplay loop, I think, is very cemented, and they could change aspects of it, but I think a lot of it kind of almost has to stay to some degree. Otherwise, you get people being angry that things change. Welcome back. Mending is a terrible enchantment. I'm curious actually, like what do you not like about mending, or do you like the aspect of like tools breaking? Just out of curiosity. Mojang should do like Studio Wildcard and have a mob vote to add it into the game permanently. Uh, but they did do mob votes, and people hated them because it was like when they didn't get the mob that they wanted, they were really frustrated. Um, to me, I'm actually like okay that they didn't like they stopped doing the mob vote, because then now it's less like players getting upset about what is added to the game, and then they can just add stuff and be like, "Oh, this is what we decided. Don't pay attention to what we didn't add." Uh, so mending it encourages mob farms more, and I feel like I have to have a good experience with Minecraft. You shouldn't be required for villagers. Yeah, no, I get that. There can definitely be a rebalance to villagers. Granted, I am definitely someone who abuses my villagers, as far as like use them to give me like books and all the best gear and whatnot. That's definitely a playstyle I enjoy, but yeah, I can see how that takes the fun out for other people for sure. Position is not how I want to play Minecraft. Yeah, I bet there's some mod packs for out there that would help with that for sure. Not mobs, mods like backpacks and such. Ah, I see what you mean. I'm sorry for misunderstanding. Yeah, that I do feel like they are listening to the community, like especially like with today's announcement, adding well, adding wool stairs, wool slabs, and concrete slabs and whatnot. I think that's definitely something the community definitely wanted. Of like, why don't we have more of those? I like how preferred tool durability works is most enchantment stays. Yeah, I think it's just more or less just I don't know. I guess I don't have a big opinion when it comes to mending. Um, because I like mending personally, but I don't know. I don't know if it quite ruins the experience for me or not. You can get or you can get mending from fishing. Yeah. Uh, that takes a while though. But that is probably a little bit more survival friendly rather than talking about automation. I am struggling how I want this little floor inset, because I like my natural lighting, but I also don't want to lose it. But I feel like I need to close this up somehow. Hmm. I would, if you don't mind, refrain from some language. I do want this more to be a PG stream, if possible, when it comes to chatting. But yeah, as far as the panic aspect of I need to repair my stuff now, yeah, I still feel that panic, but I also like not feeling that way when, um, especially when it comes to like netherite. Um, because I'm like, oh man, I'm low, but I feel okay because I don't want to lose my special tools. In your iron arc, you should make an anvil and fish for enchantments and put it on tools. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a thing I can do. I do feel like fishing is pretty underutilized. Uh, and I don't know if you guys watch any Hermitcraft. I know I mentioned them a lot, but I enjoy a lot of their work. But Grian, he had like a whole fishing arc, and it really made me appreciate fishing a lot more. Of like maybe I should slow down and play fishing for a little bit. Also, you repair your durability with netherite. Oh, it's too far vanilla. It removes. So to me, it sounds like when you play survival, you like it to be survival. To me, that's what I'm gathering. Funny enough, I have actually never played like the original Minecraft. I started when mangrove trees were a thing, so I never really got to experience, you know, beta and alpha with hunger bars not being a thing. But I don't know. I kind of like what's going on nowadays, but that's just me personally. Okay, this definitely feels unique, but I feel like it needs a little bit more order. Hmm. You started on the PS4 edition? You know what? So did I actually. I originally played Minecraft on the PS4 um, strictly because I wanted trophies. I'm a big achievement hunter person, and it wasn't until I got all the trophies and got the platinum for the game that I was like, I really enjoy this game, and that's kind of my Minecraft origin story. 1.1 is plain out fun. Really, I feel like you're stripped out of so many features in the old game. I would be so lost. Like the old PS4 edition. Oh, okay. I don't know if I played the like original console edition, but I played Bedrock on PS4. It was not called console edition when I played, but I also like it is more gritty if that makes any sense. Yeah, that is true. I think my biggest struggle if I were to ever go back to playing the old school Minecraft is the textures. I think that would bother me the most. 'Cause I don't think I could handle the, like, especially in the netherrack. I've seen YouTube videos of that, and it's like, oof, that is not for me. It's so much fun and harder than just to rush everything. Well, I think rushing everything is just a choice. Because if if you watch, I'm not making you go watch my YouTube videos, but that is like my main gimmick that I'm doing with my YouTube videos is not rushing. Uh, I'm on the PS5 normally when I play Minecraft now. Yeah, same. Although actually now I switched over to PC and switched over to Java, which I've actually only switched over to Java to make YouTube videos. Um, I never played Java before, so I never experienced all these things. So uh, I always feel kind of nervous saying people's names because I feel like I'm gonna butcher them. But Tech Samurai showing me the commands of like the F3 menus. Those are game changer. It makes it really hard to go back to Bedrock on the PS5. Java seems fun. Yeah, I think it definitely brings a level of harder to get into it for sure. Because it's not as casual of like, oh, my friend has a Switch and I got a PS4, so let's play together. But everyone has to have a PC. But I think once you get into that stage of, okay, now my friends have PCs and we can play together, it can be game changer, definitely. Uh, you have a massive issue with villagers. Other like with if trading got rebalanced, did you ever see the trading rebalance that they worked on? If that were ever to get completely rebalanced, would that change your opinion on how villagers would be handled? That's really funny. Bedrock is like playing in the backyard every day, but Java is going to a huge park for the first time. Dude, that is such a feeling, like a vibe as a kid, like experiencing that for the first time. Yeah, truly amazing. I don't know if I like what's going on here. I feel like the birch just doesn't fit. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Oh my goodness, I am misclicking everywhere. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, the trading rebalance is in Bedrock. I'm very curious to see if they'll actually um, do that. I I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I know a big part of it is the mending book itself, because mending, you know, you can get in any biome in any villager, and that definitely makes it a lot easier once mending is unlocked. But I don't know, because I think it was like a swamp biome that you have to go to get mending. This is such a chaotic build. But I am enjoying it. Okay. I want a window here, but I'm struggling trying to figure out what kind of pattern. Like, is this too big of a window, or is that like, you know what? Will it work? I'm not sure. But one thing I do want to work and finish is this second floor. I feel like I got something quirky working over here, like an upstairs storage unit. Okay, cool. That doesn't change that. You know what? I'm gonna keep this window. I think it's nice and big. It works. What do you guys think? Think the window's great? Sweet. Okay, I'm keeping it. And yeah, yeah, when you left it was just an outline, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes when you come into a creative block, which I have quite often, just simply place blocks down, and that will change things. If you just get it down. Thanks, I appreciate that. Because one thing I want to accomplish, which I think I did, is I want to make these builds feel like they can't exist in anyone else's world. Whether that means they're just really quirky and weird, I hope that's something I accomplished as well. Put this down so I can click on it later. Another thing I really like I've been doing with my builds is adding these chimneys. And since this is a stone build, you know, they're they're working. I think this would also be great to add a chimney in here. I have an idea. What if our andesite person for the lore is a bit of a bookworm, and so his third story, it's really hard to access, but that's where he keeps his books. Now the third floor has a purpose. Now I just need to find a way to get up there. Ladders are great for these small little access areas. You should make a research. Yeah, that's an idea I can definitely do. For sure. I th- I think what I'm gonna try to do though is have each wood type be kind of discovered through a culture. So like, birch is gonna be the wood elves, and um, oak wood is the people of Okerton, and then pale oak. I'm gonna have that somehow tied in with the creaking. I think that would be fun. And so there's definitely things I can do. I can definitely probably have maybe someone smart and intelligent and bring a different wood type into the fold. That could definitely be an idea. All right, there we go. He's got a bookshelf, floor, and then I think I might want to just cap that there because I don't want it to look like there's just a floating fireplace when you look up. But I do want to keep that window. What if I get some stairs here? Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay, sweet. I found a way to get all 3 floors somewhat feeling natural. It's maybe a little claustrophobic. Actually, we can probably get some more room if we just convert these into stairs. Yeah. That's feeling better. Get some natural light. Okay, yeah, this shop is it's coming together. It's definitely unique. Definitely got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm curious to see how these two are going to turn out as well. Well, I think I'm going to actually end my stream here, even though there's some more stuff I could work on. I think I'm going to save it for another time. I don't know if I might do it off stream or on stream. But anyway, I appreciate everyone that joined. And I think this was a really fun stream, and I like doing this. And everyone have a wonderful day. And until then, see you next time. And also, I'm going to try to do Friday streams. So you're welcome to go to those too. See you next time.